the results that you've experienced people when they come to be served by you, by this new you that emerged from that near that experience?
Thanks. So, I want to say the TED Talk. I forget her name as well, and it's My Stroke of Genius. She wrote a book called My Stroke of Genius. Um,
Exactly.
yeah, yeah, and 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 for when I'm working with people and collaborating with others, I have a passion to co-create to co-create experiences and share tools and guide people through these transcendent experiences that are also applicable to everyday life, right? Like this podcast, you do such um fabulous and such needed work in the world with the everyday spirituality, right? It's not it's sharing it. And what I find is, number one, I people, we're in this time, and this was a gift of the Rona that just passed, is we and all the things going on in the world, that we're in this time where there's this massive awakening, and and people are open to learning more about their true nature and to uncovering and to peeling back the layers that keep them stuck from accessing and being from a place of connection with their soul. And that's what happens. I do a lot of work on releasing with the primal brain and releasing labels and the stories we tell ourselves, and how these stories, the primal brain and the ego is the fight, flight, freeze response is doing its job. It's doing its job to keep us safe. We're wired that way. It's how we're biologically and physiologically wired for certain things. And a lot of times there's no real threat. There's no real need. It's a trigger response. So we unpack kind of that, and to see where the triggers and the traumas are coming from. And we also align and access us, the knowing that exists within each of us. And one of the things that I heard loud and clear in my near death experience from this presence, this I don't want to call it a being, but this effulgence presence, was, it's time to live big, right? And so many people, so many of us, play small, and living big can mean many things. Um, and so that, and also, there's so much about what's my purpose, what's my purpose, what's my purpose. And yes, everyone's soul comes individually into this life with with something to learn, to grow, and to evolve individually. And we all have a shared purpose, which is to recognize, remember, and return to the essence of love, of divinity, of that light, of that source inside of us, and to it's for our soul to evolve and to be from that place. And something else I want to share is what I learned, and what I work with people also are, when I was out of my body and had gone through the experience of that betrayal of trust, I learned that, well, where's my accountability in this? Not in a shaming myself way. And I saw that my accountability was that I didn't listen to my own intuition. That was number one. And that, there are many people who are empaths, and many people who, we walk in the world with this sense of pleasing others or forsaking ourselves for another. And I really saw how you can acknowledge the essence of who someone truly is, and pay attention to who they're being, and learn how to develop boundaries. Boundaries don't mean that you're not spiritual, right? I mean, of people, boundaries are about about us, with work, um with relationship, our relationship to ourselves, to others. So So that's a little bit about that.
Wow, Felice, I think you just gave us the message that the voice of the near death experience, the near life experience, the whole system, the whole steps, I think is so profound. I love that people can come to you to not only heal from the trauma experience, be walk to you either through yoga, through the retreats that you offer, through the book that you are publishing, through just mentorship with you, sitting with you. I really feel that there's a transformational wave that appears, at the moment you are in contact with another. I love that you love to collaborate. I love that you are bringing these messages that you received and taking them from you to the we, right? From the Felice experience, which is where it all starts. It starts with us. It starts with the me, right? And then our duty is to, if we survived, if we thrive from something, we have a responsibility to help others also thrive from it. So my beautiful sister Felice, I think you gave us such a solid background and experience and transmission from what you do, what you experience, where you come from, and where you're going. That the last thing of the podcast we will ask you is, and you already did it, but do you have a blessing for people? And it's 144 for those of you who like numerology. The 144 is such a special number. Um, a blessing. For our audience that is listening to you, how can they live deeper, right? And how can they, what will be the blessing for life that you will give, having known so close, having a close encounter with that? A last blessing here for the podcast today.
I would say an offering to your body and being, the being that you are, that energy field that extends from your physical body, a blessing for your body and being to be in the purest connection and harmony with the light, the divinity, the source energy, your soul essence, which you truly are.
Ah, amen. Aho, ashe.
Oh, Ashe.
Beautiful.
Oh, Yvonne, I did want to mention one more thing is
Please,
that,
your podcast.
yeah, thank you. Labor Day weekend, I will be speaking at the International Association for Near Death Studies. And when you mentioned about the near death experience and the doctor who said, "Oh, well, it was all in it's in the brain, it's in the mind." Actually, there's so much research that has been done through IANS, which is the International Association for Near Death Studies, and scientists and quantum physicists and near death experiencers and spiritually transformative experiences that are being shared are all coming together. And there's a growing field of research that supports the evidentiary existence of these experiences. So I wanted to share that.
Thank you so much for that. We don't know if the podcast is going to come out before that. When is
Mm.
Labor's Day? When is Labor Day? When is the date?
Oh, it's well, the conference is August 31st through August 2nd. So I just wanted to share that really so people know
Right.
there is this. You could visit the website. Even on the website, there's a lot of information and studies that have been done and research that has been done. It's really fascinating.
Amazing. So we will focus in publishing the podcast before that, hopefully. But if not, you will all be able to find where Felice spoke and everything, and find more about this research and these events about near death experiences. My sister Felice, we have come to the completion of this. I love you. Thank you for the blessing. Thank you for the transmission. Thank you for your sharings, and thank you for coming back to this world on my birthday so we can celebrate and we have the blessing of your presence in life, because without you, experience will not be complete, neither existence would be complete. And I know I love you so much, and I know the blessings you bring to the community and those who are willing to come to you to be served by your incredible soul. So thank you, Felice. Thank you, everyone, for listening today. And I remember we are free podcast. It's self-sponsored in a way. We do it like this so we don't have commercials. We don't bore you with like what you want to buy, what is think, at least not yet. This has been the pursuit of the podcast, to stay as clean as possible for you all to be served. The only thing we ask, please share us, subscribe, send us your questions, messages, share it with more. We are in all the channels where podcasts are available: iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Spreaker, every single thing. You can tell your robot Alexa, play the Spirituality Now podcast, your Sonos, whatever it is. But we will benefit if this served you in any ways. If you can share us with all, we strive to become better every moment, and we cannot do it without your support. So thank you, everyone. I will see you next week. Another incredible interview or podcast episode with incredible souls. Un besito. Adios. Thank you for listening to the Spirituality Now podcast. Be sure to subscribe on your favorite podcasting platform and share us with a friend. To learn more about how to live more present in the moment and take your faith into action, visit delaflorteachings.com/faith to access the free training of 21 Days of Faith in Action today.